Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Tuesday, October 19th, 2021. We are in the final hour of the trading day. The final hour of the trading day is my favorite time to make my buying and selling decisions for my swing trades, and I say this simply because I believe the closing prices of the day are the most valid prices. So if you're going to make a decision on buying or selling something, it should be on the most valid price of the day. And like I said, in my opinion, the closing price is the most valid price of the day, because during the day you have the day traders and the algorithms. They are the ones that are in control of the price. At the end of the day, the large financial institutions come in, they take control away from the day traders and the algorithms. They're dealing with the most money, very smart people, very best information, best technology, and they take control away. I believe they're the smartest money, and that the closing price is the most valid price. So that is why I wait till the end of the day to make my decisions on my swing trades. So thank you all for coming today. It's nice to see everyone. I appreciate you being here. I hope that you're having a really good trading day. I hope you're having a really good day as well. And I hope by spending time here, it is helping you with your trading and your investing. So currently the Dow Jones is green again, 130 up 138 points, up 0.39%. The NASDAQ up strong again, up 92 points, up 0.62%, and the S&P up 27.88, up 0.62%. So green across the board. So here is the plan for today. First of all, we are going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Secondly, we're going to come back, take a look at my current positions, talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, and how I am going to manage them going forward. I did not have any day trades to share with you today, so we'll go right over to the board and we'll take a look at the current positions of my current and past students, and we'll talk about when they got in, why they got in, and not sure how they're going to manage them going forward, but we'll see how they are all doing. And I see a lot of green over there, which is great. After that, we're going to switch gears. We're going to talk a little bit about trader psychology, most important part of trading for sure. In my opinion, it's the most important skill you can ever develop, is the ability to create a plan and follow the plan. So we'll spend a few minutes on that. After that, I do have some potential end-of-day candidates today. I did go down through my watch list. I did go down through Kamal Scanner, and I do have 3 requirements whenever I'm looking to enter a new trade. As always, first, confluence combination of indicators lining up on multiple time frames. Secondly, I need to have a good risk to reward ratio of at least 2 to 1 to make the asymmetrical math work. And then number 3, I need to have a complete trading plan, which for me includes adjusting your positions, your initial position size based upon the current market volatility. 2, knowing what your maximum allowed loss is. 3, knowing where your emergency stop is. 4, knowing where your end of day stop is. 5, knowing where your intraday profit targets are. 6, knowing where your significant overhead resistance levels are. And 7, making sure that you have a good trailing stop methodology. So this goes for any market, any time frame, any trading approach. I need to have all of those components in place to have a complete trading plan. So I will go through the end of the day candidates as we get closer to the end of the day. I try to narrow them down by looking at the different time frames, looking at the confluence of signals, looking at the risk to reward ratios, keeping in mind correlation. Don't want to be too heavily correlated in any one sector. And so I'll try to narrow it down at the very end of the day. And if I find a trade that makes sense, I will go ahead and purchase it right before the market closes. After the market closes, if you have any questions for me, please let me know. I'm happy to answer them. If you need any clarification on anything, please let me know. I'm happy to clarify. If you'd like me to take a look at any stock symbols, please go ahead, put them in the live stream. I will do my very best to get to them before the close of the market. And then lastly, if my students have any new entries or exits for me today that they would like me to get updated on the board, if you could please just wait till the end of the day. So I'm done teaching, I'm done trading, and all the pressure's off. And then we'll get everything taken care of. All right, so hang tight. I am going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer, and I'll be back in about 40 seconds. Thank you. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. All right, let's see who is here today. First on board is Michael Martin. Good to see you, Michael. Hope you are doing well, driving safe there on the roads and having a good day. Bacon Bandit is here. Good to see you. Good to see. I appreciate you being here, Bacon. Hi, all. Nice profit targets today. Definitely for sure. Steve Burns is here. Steve, good to see you, my friend. Hope you're having a good day. Thank you for everything that you do for this channel. I appreciate it, and I know everyone else does as well. Steve says, hello, traders. Steve says, Amazon has a slight 1030 crossover. So let's take a look over at the 1030s and go to Amazon. Yes, it does. For me, it's a little extended here. It's past the second ATR channel. That's kind of my line in the sand as far as, and that's just me personally. Doesn't mean it just can't take off like a rocket ship. It definitely might. That's just something specific that I use as a rule. If it's over, you know, if it's at or over the 200-day moving average, I won't take a crossover. But doesn't mean this can't keep going up. It's been very strong. But Steve is right. The 10 is over the 50 at the moment by a penny, and that's a valid crossover. Steve says DPZ back over the 30 RSI. So that's Domino's Pizza. And yes, it is. Was it yesterday as well? Let's see. No. So under over 30, definitely we have a double bottom with a bullish divergence. Here we go. Love it. If you're out there, we have a bottom with deep red MACD. We rally into green. We come back, make a lower low with less red MACD bar. And then we have an under 30 over 30. So I like that. I'm going to definitely put that on the list and do a little math. And let's see what it looks like. All right. And all right. Bump, bump, bump. And I will definitely put that on the list because that one is a setup that I would take. So DPZ, Domino's Pizza. Okie doke. Kamal is here. Good to see you, Kamal. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Thank you for everything that you do for this channel. As always, really appreciate you and your friendship. Tracy is here. Hello, all. Good to see you. Thank you for being here, Tracy. Steve says Google has a new 1030 crossover, so let's switch over to there here. Take a look at Google. Googl. Yes. 10, is this our 1030? Yep, 1030. Oh, this is SMA. I don't have an SMA. This is an EMA crossover. So that one, I don't have that chart made up, but I do see that Google is at the second ATR channel. So that would preclude me from taking a new trade. Michael Wilkinson is here. Good to see you, love. A good lesson last night, buddy. Tom is here. Howdy, traders. Good to see you, Tom. Steve says, okay, so that's EMA. Let's take a look. And that is MasterCard. Yes, it does. And a close over the 200-day moving average, which is good. That's valid. I already have Visa. So that would be too much of a correlation for me to have Visa and MasterCard being that they're in the same. But yes, you're right. Steve is right. You do have a 1030 EMA crossover here, and it did close. Well, currently it's above the 200-day moving average. It's had trouble up here, but it finally got above today. So you might want to keep that one in mind if you don't have something correlated already. Steve says RBLX has a 520 crossover. It certainly does. There you go. 520 crossover. Let's take a look at the weekly. Weekly looks good in the value zone. That looks like a decent place. Something to consider, we do have the 50 SMA right here above and the 100-day right here above. This one for me has just moved too strong, too fast. I like to take crossovers that have sideways motion before it crosses over, so I'll probably pass on this one, but it doesn't mean it just can't go rocketing up. Trader Harnett is here. Good to see you. Hello all. MA looks good. Thanks, Steve. Yep, we just barely looked at MA, and it's good to see you, Trader Harnett. And thanks for coming back, and it's nice to have you be part of the group. Frank is here. Hello, Greg and group. Hello, Frank. Nice to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for everything you do for this channel every day with just the wonderful poems. Really appreciate that. Steve says, SCCO running into 70 RSI resistance. SCCO. Yep, and the 200-day moving average, so that's a pretty significant area right there of confluence of signals where you have the 70 RSI and the 200-day. We've already rejected it once a couple days ago. I don't think anyone has this though, but yeah, I definitely wouldn't be entering a new position at these levels. Trader Harnett says, Twitter today looking good. Yes, I think David has Twitter today. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful trade by David. But we'll go through those in a minute. Steve says the first exchange listed Bitcoin ETF on holding Bitcoin futures started today. BITO. I probably don't have that. I would imagine. No, I don't have that. But yeah, there you go. First ETF for actually trading Bitcoin. All right. Well, let's start and get to it. Here we go. Facebook. Ava, Tom, Lova, myself did buy Facebook. Tom sold puts down to $260 expiring January 22nd. So that's working out well for him. The rest of us took the directional position with the under 30, over 30. I bought here at 323.97 with the under 30, over 30 rejection of the negative third ATR channel. Has moved up beautifully ever since then. It did reject the 50 RSI today. So I will be locking as long as it's at 48.66. If it holds over the 50 RSI, I will keep it. But being that it's rejected a significant overhead resistance level, which is the 50 RSI, I will go ahead, lock in half of my profits here today. I also got to my trailing stop level, which is 1.5 ATRs above my entry. So, with it going above 50 RSI and closing below 50 RSI, which it is right now, it could change at the close. But with that being said, I will lock in half of my profits from my under 30, over 30 if Facebook closes below 50 RSI. But it's been a great trade. It's up 1.31% today, and it is up 4.63% on the trade. Pfizer is a trade I took yesterday. I like that we stopped going down. I like that we had some sideways motion. Did have a higher low trigger of an under 30, over 30. Here we went under 30, over 30, but it came from a lower low. Here was a under 30, over 30, came from a higher low. This is up 1.96% today on the first day, and two profit targets, one at 41.67 and one at 42.02. So it's great. Up about 1.99% on the day, and actually up 1.99% on the trade. Pins has been a great trade. Let's see, David, Bacon Bandit, myself, and Steve. Okay, now Steve took one yesterday, so we'll start with this first entry point here where we had a higher low V1. That means we closed below the negative 1 ATR channel. We rallied into the value zone. We had a pullback. We retested the negative 1 ATR channel. I got in here at 51.41. A couple days later, it rejected the 50 RSI, so I took half off as a safety, but it's just motored up ever since then. Hit two profit targets, one today at 54.43 and one at 55. What is that? 31. And so this particular trade up 3.81% on the day and up 7.53% on the trade. Now, Steve did buy pins yesterday with a different signal, with a 520 crossover. Steve bought at 53.59, and it's, like I said, 55.62. So he's having a great day. We're all having a great day on Pinterest with different entries. One, a higher low V1 in the value zone, and the second, Steve's 520 crossover. So there's different entry signals for the same stocks, and we're seeing this more and more in the podcast, where one group of people will buy it at one people will buy it at two. But the good news is everyone's up on this, and that's what's most important. Roku, Ava, David, Frank, Lova, Jonathan, and myself, we did buy Roku back here. Here is exactly what I'm talking about. These are my favorite type of crossovers, where you have sidewards motion, then you have the valid 520 cross. Bought this at 329.08. It is 346.80. It's up 0.68%. Did hit one profit target today at 349.89, which is great. Also got to 1.5 ATR trailing stop level. So this is up 0.62% on the day, and it's up 5.11% on the trade. Overnight SPY trade. Of course, I buy the SPY every day at the close. I hold it overnight. I take the overnight risk. I sell it first thing the next morning at the open. Bought this yesterday at the close, at 447.19. Sold it this morning at the open at 448.81. So in at 447.19, out at 448.81 for a nice overnight SPY trade. I will buy this today at the close, hold it overnight, sell it first thing tomorrow morning. Visa's been a nice trade for David, Bacon Bandit, Ava, Dynamic Duo, Jonathan, Lova, and myself. We did buy Visa here with a close under, close back over the 200-day moving average. Also had a V2. Here's day 1, 2, 3. 2 washes out day 1, 3 closes above day 1's close. We washed out the previous low here as well. We rejected the -1 ATR channel, and a great risk to reward. This has been a great trade so far. In at 225.07, it's 233.43. It's up 1.21% today on the day, and this particular trade up 3.56%. And then lastly, I did buy XLU yesterday along with Gary, Bacon Bandit, Lova, and myself. We had a close under the 200, over the 200, but we retraced 50% of the move here. I took the low, I took the high. It pulled back 50% from a Fibonacci standpoint. The 50% should hold. It had a nice little rejection off of the 200-day moving average, giving me a good risk to reward ratio. And so I've had this for one day. It's up 1.34%. I did hit 2 profit targets, one at 65.48 and one at 65.91. So far, so good. And by the way, this did trigger a higher low V2 here today. Here's day 1, 2, 3, 2 washes out, 1, 3 is above day 1's close. But I took it on a different signal yesterday with the bounce at the 200-day moving average. So that's all doing very, very well. Now let's go over and take a look at your positions. David had a beautiful, beautiful trade here on Twitter. What I really like about this was that it's a close under the 200, over to the 200, but more importantly, it came from a higher low. Here we have a close under the 200 and back over the 200, but it came from a lower low. I don't like these ones as well. I like the pullback, the retest, the close back over, and higher low V1s, V2s, closes back over the 200-day moving average. Anything higher low tends to be able to trend easier than coming from a lower low. And that's why I like higher low so much. Twitter having a great day, up 3.21% for David and up 5.59% totally on the trade. So that is just beautiful. Tom had a beautiful picture perfect return to value, sideways motion, V1 entry here. He didn't get it on the V1 day, but a couple days later he got it at 2278. Had a huge day up yesterday. It's down a bit today, but considering the move up yesterday, it's not that significant. But I know Tom took profits on the way up, which is really great. But so far, this trade is down 5.45% on the day, but it's up 14.3% on the trade. So way to go, bud. NVIDIA. Steve and Ava are in NVIDIA. Ava is in from 213, so she's up over $10. Steve is in from 217.22. So that's about $6. So both Steve and Ava are up nicely on the day. And let's see, Ava's down here at 213. Ava's up 4.46% on the trade, which is amazing. And Steve is up 2.54%, which is also amazing. So congratulations, Ava and Steve. IWM. Lova bought IWM with the 1050 EMA crossover, bought it at 225.27. It's 226.09. It is up on the day, and it is also up on the trade. Q's having another big day up here. Steve bought this a couple days ago with a 520 crossover at 368.78. It's 375.38. It's up 0.73% on the day, and it's up 1.75% on the trade. So way to go, Steve. Boeing. Kamal did buy Boeing all the way back here from this sideways motion. Great entry here at 213. Rallied up, had a lot of resistance at the 200-day moving average, and then kind of finally gave it up and came back down. It is down on the day, but it is still up on the trades, which is good. All right, DDM. Steve Burns bought DDM at 75.40 with a 1030 EMA crossover a couple days ago. It's 76.09. It's up 1.08% today and about the same on the trade. So congratulations, Steve. IWB. Steve bought IWB with a 1050 EMA crossover. Bought it at 251.40. It's 254.19. It's up 0.71% on the day, and it is up a nice 1.06% on the trade. Square, beautiful trade from Ava, I believe. Wasn't Ava in this? Here I have Dynamic Duo, and I have Frank buying it yesterday with a 520 crossover at 251.97. It's 255.26. It's up 1.22% on the day and 1.22% on the trade. AGQ here, I have Steve. This chart's kind of tripping me out. Ava bought all the way back down here at 30.26 with an under 30 overs at 30. So this is up huge for Ava. I know she got out of about 2/3 of her position. Steve also bought the 520 crossover at 36.19. It's 36.42. It was gapped way up high, but it's come back down. Looks like both Ava and Steve are up on the day and up on the trade, which is excellent. XLRE. Lova bought XLRE all the way back here with an under 30 over 30 at 44.86. It's 46.58, up 0.65%, and Lova is up 3.71%. So way to go. Boy, there are a lot of positions here. Zoom. Tom bought Zoom with an under 30 over 30 triple bottom with the bullish divergence. Bought this at 256.74. It's 276.99. It's up 1% on the day and up 7.29% on the trade. PayPal. Ava bought PayPal back here on the 15th with the right when it came back down and tested the 200 at 266.50. It's 271.52. It is up 0.44% on the day and nicely up on the trade. Eli Lilly. Do we have anyone left in Eli Lilly? I have Michael Martin. And Mike, you're here today, so let me know if you still have this. I have you buying this here with an under 30, over 30, higher low V1, V2 at 232.08. It's 242.13. It's up nicely on the day, up on the trade. Tell is Frank with looks like a V1 here in the value zone at $3.37. It's 366. It's down 2.14% today, but it is up 7.92% on the trade. MPWR. Dynamic Duo did buy this yesterday with the 520 crossover at 489.83. It's currently 493.53. It's up 0.66% on the day and just about the same on the trade. TNA, Ava bought TNA all the way back here. Beautiful entry at $87. It's $90.81, up 1.06% today. So up on the day, up on the trade. ARC. Steve Burns bought ARC with a 520 crossover at 115.75. It's 119.77. It's up nicely today, 2.37% on the day, and the trade is up 3.3%, which is fantastic. SPXL, which is Steve Burns. Steve Burns bought the 530 EMA with the 530 EMA crossover at 119.25. It's 122.98. It's up 2.07%. And this particular trade up 3.34%. Okay, Pfizer. Steve Burns bought Pfizer with the 520 crossover at 191.10. It's 196.16, up 0.58% today and nicely up on the trade. Snap, Bacon Bandit bought Snap here with the 520 crossover sideways motion 74.90 at 76.70, up 1.19% today and nicely up on the trade. Nike, Nike's down today for Jonathan. Under 30, over 30, under the 200, over the 200. Bought this at 147 even. It's 157.39 down on the day, but this has been a big, beautiful trade here for Jonathan, up 6.72%. All right, we're almost there, everyone. Dynamic Duo did by Inspire Medical System, 520 crossover at 239.63. It's 250.73. It's up 1.2% on the day and beautifully up on the trade. EQIX, Ava, and Lova bought the AQIX all the way back here at 750.30 at 777.64. It's up 1.29% on the day and on the trade up 3.59%. Oh goodness, here's the last one. AMD. David bought AMD with a 520 crossover in the value zone at 105.17. It's 116.25. It's down 0.15% today, but beautifully up on the trade, 9.38%. All right, I need a drink of water and a rest for a second after all that. Okay. Ava is here. Good to see you, Ava. Nice to see you, my friend. Great trades today. Just went over those, saw all your trades. Very proud of you. And thanks for being here, my friend. Steve says, I did hit a new all-time high in my account today as my trading account this week. Congrats, Steve. Proud of you, my friend. I was thinking I was going to see that about any day. So fantastic. Fantastic. Let's give Steve a hand. Steve says, thanks to large IRA positions. Oh, Michael Martin is still in Lily. Okay. Kamal says, too many position alert. Who knows? Who knows for sure? Now, do I see a poem from Frank? That's the most important. Not yet. Aha. All I have to do is ask, and it magically shows up on my screen. How about that? All right. Let me put that here, and we shall take a look at it. All right. Between the buy and the sell, the action will dwell. As the market holds our attention under its spell, we place our orders at the closing bell. Whether we win or lose, only time will tell. Oh, it's so true. I love this poem. Between the buy and the sell, the action will dwell. As the market holds our attention under its spell, we place our orders at the closing bell. Whether we win or lose, only time will tell. Ah, it's so great. Thank you, Frank. That is triple rated, 5-star, I should say. That's a 5-star poem, and thank you so much, sir. Jonathan said, running late, no time for any picks. Okay, well, better late than never. Glad to, I just went over the positions, Jonathan. You have some good positions there. That Nike trade's been really great, which I'm happy for and proud of you. All right. So again, just looking at current positions here, Facebook doing great, up nicely from entry point. However, If it does close below the 50 RSI today, I will go ahead and sell half based upon my rules. Right now it's at 48.92. So we did get up over 50, but we've rejected it. To me, it's a bit of a red flag. So if it closes under 50, I will sell half. The Pfizer position from yesterday, doing great. Hit 2 profit targets today. Don't see anything I have to do there with that. Pins, doing great, up 3.69%. Glad all of us are in this together. And hit 2 profit targets. Not seeing anything here other than if we get to the 65 RSI. Then if we get to 65 RSI, then if I get a close below the 5 EMA, I'm out of everything. But we're not there yet. Roku, doing great. 1 profit target. We are at trailing stop level, so if I get a close below the previous days, I'll be out. SPY had the overnight SPY profit, which is great. Buy that again at the close. A lot of gaps here on the SPY, I might point out. Here's a gap, here's a gap, here's a gap. You know, my concern on this is that when you have these multiple gaps, the price usually likes to fill gaps. Doesn't mean it has to be today or tomorrow or anytime soon, but it does, you know, the market does not like vacuums, and vacuums, in my opinion, are gaps. So, you know, that concerns me when I see multiple gaps on indexes. Visa, doing great, doing fine. Nothing I have to do with Visa at the moment. And then XLU, first day out, doing great, 2 profit targets. If this, I bought this off the 200, so the 50 RSI doesn't come into play. So, yep, everything's looking good, going great. Okie dokie. So listen, before we start looking at potential end of day trades, I do like to take a few minutes every day, talk about the most important skill in trading, and that is the skill of being able to create a plan and follow the plan based upon good trading principles, but also not letting your emotions get in there and let you mess with the process of following your plan. I have my favorite trading channels on Twitter and Facebook. One of my favorite, of course, is Trading Composure. Really gets into the nitty-gritty of the of trader psychology. You can follow him at Trading Composure over on Twitter. It's a great channel. Do yourself a favor, Trading Composure. Read what he posts every day. Read it, understand it, internalize it, and I think it will help you. Let's see what he says today. I don't know for sure is one of the most powerful statements you can make as a trader. I don't know for sure is one of the most powerful statements you can make as a trader. Because what naturally follows from this acknowledgement of uncertainty is risk-conscious decisions, planning, and process. Hey, if we knew something was going up for sure, we wouldn't be position sizing correctly. We'd be loading up the boat, right? But we never know. And you have to be honest, we never know for sure what's going to happen. And so by saying, I don't know for sure, it's one of the most powerful statements you can make as a trader, because what naturally follows from this acknowledgement of uncertainty is risk-conscious decisions, planning, and process. And of course, these are all things we talk about. These are all things we talk about in what makes a good trading plan. You have to concentrate, you know, you have to plan, you have to have a process, you have to have your trailing stop rules, you have to have all your stops, you have to adjust for position size, and by adjusting for position size and a percentage of your capital, you're concentrating on the risk-conscious decision. So I don't know for sure. I love it, because all of a sudden it puts it all into perspective that we really don't know for sure. So we have to take precautions and we have to have a plan. Isn't that great? Like, I love this post. I don't know for sure is one of the most powerful statements you can make as a trader, because what naturally follows from this acknowledgement of uncertainty is risk-conscious decisions, planning, and process. So that's a great, great post. Thank you, Trading Composure. It was helpful for me. I hope it was helpful for everyone else as well. All right. Well, let's take a little look-see some of potential entries, exits today, or potential entries today. Here is IBB iShares NASDAQ Biotechnology. What we do have here is we have a higher low close back over the 250 day. Here we were at a lower low. We were below the 250. We closed above. Lower lows tend to fail a lot in my experience. It closed above, came back down, closed back under. Now we have a close back over the 250 that came from a higher low position. Also, we have the 250 underneath us as support. We have a V2. Here's day 1, 2, 3. 2 washes out day 1. 3 is above day 1's close. MACD is positive. Good risk to reward ratio. Let's take a look at the weekly. Weekly, not so great. I mean, there's pluses and minuses. Pluses, we bounced off the negative 50 EMA. Negative is that we have the 50 and the -1 ATR channel above us as resistance. Let's see, did that really resist? It did reject the -1 ATR channel. This is a tough one because it's a good close on higher low, close back under the 250, over the 250. MACD went positive. I love it that it came with a higher low, close back above. You can see a lot of the best positions up on the board came from higher lows, so this is definitely a potential for me today. Johnson & Johnson, boy, Lova, you and I were talking about this exact thing last night, weren't we? On our lesson. We had earnings. It would create a higher low V2. I would like to buy it unless it got chasey, and it got chasey. You would have had to have bought it right when it triggered that V2 intraday. So this one's rejected the 200-day moving average. So not interested in Johnson & Johnson at the moment anymore. OLO. Under 30, over 30, double bottom bullish divergence. Here's our low with deep red MACD bars. We rally into some green. We came back. We tested the low. We went under 30, over 30. That is a trigger. Let's look over here on the weekly. I don't really see anything standing out to me on the week. I would like it much better if it had rejected the -1 ATR channel or was sitting right down there. I like the double bottom and the bullish divergence for sure, but I still have to take into account what the weekly's saying to me, and the weekly doesn't really have anything. I don't like that we're down 2.48% on an up day. That's kind of a bad sign. So with that, I'm just gonna put that one in the garbage bin. Garbage bin's over here, by the way. VTR. VTR does have a higher low V2 going on at the moment here. We closed below the -1 ATR channel. We rallied into the value zone. We had a 520 crossover. We pulled back. We bounced basically when the price got down to the 20. Now we have a higher low V2. Here is day 1. Here is day 2. Here is day 3. 2 washes out 1. 3 closing above day 1's close, at least at the moment. 634,000 shares. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly looks good. Weekly has a 520 crossover from sideways motion. I do like that. Earnings are on the 4th, so those are out a bit. So that one's still a potential for me. Cisco. Used to trade Cisco a lot back during the day. Beautiful higher low V2. We closed below the value zone. We rallied into the value zone. We had a bit of a pullback here. Here is day 1. Here is day 2. Here is day 3. 2 washes out 1. 3 closes above day 1's close. We don't yet have a 520 crossover, but we do have a valid higher low V2. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly's right in the value zone. That one looks pretty good as well. Speaking of well, here is well. I was looking for a higher low V2 on well tower. Earlier in the day, it did trigger the higher low V2, but it has untriggered now. The weekly, pretty good in the value zone. The last 2 stocks I showed you, VTR and Cisco and well tower, look about the same. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of well. ATVI has a, let's see, close there was 76.40, 76.40. So this is technically a valid V2. Let's see, we closed below the value zone. We came in, we made a lower high. We washed out the low. We've made a higher high. This one makes sense. On the weekly, we have the 5 EMA above us as resistance. We did reject this -2 ATR channel. 3.3 million shares. It's enough. EVRG, again, it looks like we're looking at the same charts here. Close under, rally, higher low V2 here. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly looks pretty good as well. Ooh, it's going to have to narrow those down. And then lastly, we have Domino's Pizza with the under 30, over 30, double bottom bullish divergence. Hang tight one sec. I have to pick something up at the door. I will be, whoa, about knocked everything over. But hang tight. I will be right back and we will try to narrow this down. Lots of narrowing going on here. Okie doke. Let's see if we can narrow this down. There's going to be a lot. IBB. Well, it is fading a bit here. It looks like it's still above the 250. Probably first order of business is I need to back test this. I feel like I know from experience, but I better double check and make it easier to narrow some stuff down. All right, so here is ETF replay. I'm using this by permission. Oh, that's no good. I'm so used to doing 520 crossovers. Let's back test it off of the 250 and see. It is positive. It does back test well. It shows that there's an edge there. But right now, let's see. The 250 is at 156.99. It is still above. Excuse me. Sorry, I have a little bit of a lingering cough. Still above, but that definitely could lose the 250 by the end of the day. So let me go on to something else here. VTR, this looks like close 55.97. We're right there, so that's right on the line for a higher low V2. Cisco is not on the line, and I like Cisco. I like the weekly here. There is the 5 and the 10. I'm sorry, the 5 and the 10 above it as resistance, but I like the company. We're getting close to a 520 crossover. So that one, I think I'm going to put a little star by. ATVI is also nice. We had the V2 today. The volume is 3.32. We have that 5 EMA that we haven't been able to get across. So I'm just going to start narrowing some things down here, be a little persnickety about it. EVRG, 426,000 shares. I'm not thrilled about. We have the resistance above us. We rejected the 20. So I think I'll let that one go. Domino's Pizza, we had the big down bar. You know, whenever we have a big down bar, we get to about 50%. That can act as some resistance here. We do have a double bottom with the bullish divergence. I like that a lot. Let's take a look at the weekly again. Weekly, we have a big down bar. We have the -1 ATR channel above, which tells me I don't think it has a whole lot more to go. I could be wrong, but I am going to narrow down. This one, I believe, is untriggered. No, it's right there. I mean, it's exactly there, 55.97. So it's respecting yesterday's close. Let's put a line there. So what do we have? We have IBB, Cisco, and VTR. So let me put these up here, and then I'll go over the board, see if anybody is looking at anything specific. Oh, I'm running out of room. These are just some other stocks I was looking at. All right, so we'll put here IBB. Cisco, and VTR. Okay, now let's check Facebook again. It has lost the 50 RSI, so most likely I will be selling Facebook here today with the loss of the 50 RSI. Half, by the way. And Frank says, now word from our sponsors. Johnson says, hi, Greg, and all. CPNG, double bottom fractal V2 RSI above 50. CPNG. You are correct. It is a V2. Here's day 1, 2, 3. 2 washes out 1, closing above. Double bottom. Almost, not quite. The bottom here was 25.72. We got to 26.03. So not, in my opinion, not quite a double bottom. Fractal. Is it a fractal? Here's a high with 28.45. We got to 28.47. So that is true. Let's take a look at the weekly. Weekly looks okay. Looks fine. You know, my honest concern a little bit here is that we've rejected this downward sloping negative or downward sloping 1 ATR channel. That's a little concerning for me. Me personally, I would like to see this pull back and then look for a higher low V1 or V2. That's my honest opinion there, Johnson. Okie doke. So IBB is now above the 250. I mean, it never wasn't, but 156.99, 157.23. Higher low close back above. MACD went positive. Weekly, I don't think I'm going to be able to let that go. I don't think I'm going to be able to let the -1 ATR channel and the 50 being right there. So just going to make my life easier. Take that one off. and then narrow this down to Cisco and VTR. VTR is untriggered, which leaves Cisco clearly as the for me the best one. Let me do a little something over here. So it looks like for me, Cisco is going to be the one that I'm going to buy. VTR has untriggered. Of course, I already have a bunch of positions here, so I want to keep that in mind. So Facebook, I am going to sell half if it rejects the 250-day moving average. Everything else doing well. Don't have to do anything there. But Facebook looks like I'm going to sell half. Frank says, I'm a little concerned about those market gaps you spoke about. Yeah, well, I mean, you know, you listen to Sven Hendricks or Sven Hendricks, there are a lot of gaps. Here's a gap, got filled. We have an open gap here. We have an open gap here, and an open gap here. So we have we have 3 open gaps. We are getting near the third ATR channel. We are getting 62 RSI, which is not over extended from an RSI reading. It's still healthy, but there are gaps here. So that's just a little bit what I'm concerned about. So Cisco looks like my trade of the day here with the higher low V2. And I will be selling half of Facebook if it closes under the 50 RSI. All right. So the two I'm having to watch here make decisions on: Facebook with the rejection of the 50 RSI, and then Cisco here. I'm going to buy that at the end of the day. My stop on Cisco, by the way, will be right here, halfway the washout bar. And I do like the weekly, that we're just smack dab in the value zone. If we look at the monthly is in an uptrend. Weekly is in the value zone. And there's our trigger. There's our higher low V2 trigger. Okay, we close up shop in 5 minutes. So Facebook's on my radar here to sell half. Cisco's on my radar here to buy high with the higher low V2. If we go up tomorrow and we get a 520 crossover, that should give it a little bit of boost, but who knows? I don't know. Remember, back to trader psychology today, I don't know is the correct word. All right, I think I'm going to go ahead and sell half of Facebook right here. Lock that in. All right, so I did sell half of Facebook with the rejection of that 50 RSI, and I'm just waiting to buy Cisco here. Give it a few minutes, but it's getting pretty close, so yeah. All right. All right, so I took care of business. I did buy Cisco with a higher low V2 today. I did sell half of Facebook with the rejection of the 50 RSI. And that's that. BJ, good to see you. BTH equals ATH. Oh yeah, that's the new ETF. Yeah. Oh wait, it is ATH. Ooh, look at that go like a monster. Good job. Do you have that, BJ? Hope the answer is yes. I think we have Netflix earnings after the bell, by the way. One minute to go. Uno momento. $35 seconds. 1563. Okay. Done and done. All right, so we have another day in the trading books. Let's take a look and see where I got what I got. SPY, I got at 450.64, and Cisco, I bought at 55.65. So my end of day SPY trade, new end of day SPY trade is at 450.64. $450.64, and Cisco I bought at 55.65. So a little profit on that so far. Oh, need to make that green. There we go. And there we go. And then I did sell half of Facebook today, of course, with the close below, with the rejection of the 50 RSI. So locked in half profits there. So that's that. There we go. So listen, if any of my students have any new entries or exits for me today, they would like me to update on the board, go ahead, do it. Put them in right now, and in just a moment I'll get to them and we'll get them all updated. But first, I want to remind everybody that I do teach private one-on-one lessons in the evening time via Skype. I love to teach. I think I'm a great teacher. I know I teach a great course in which I teach you all 5 of the different trading approaches that I use, complete, start to finish, step by step. These are approaches I've been using for the last 25 years as a full-time trader. So if you're interested in the course, it does cost $1,750, but it is worth every single penny. You're going to learn a lot. You're going to be a better trader. It's very important to me that my students succeed. Extremely important to me. It really is. I take it personally. And so just know, if you and I work together on these one-on-one lessons, I'm going to bring it, everything that I have to each lesson, because it's important to me that you understand and that you be successful. So, if you're interested, I have an email in the link of this YouTube video. Just write me, just email me and say, Greg, I'm interested in potentially taking your course. I'll say, that's great. Let's set up a Skype call. Skype call's free. It's not a sales call. It's just, I want to get to know you better, understand what you're looking for, see if, talk about your trading challenges, your goals. It's a great time for you to ask me any questions, specific questions you have about the course as well. Secondly, if you're interested in an online course, I have a great online course at udemy.com. It's super affordable. It's $12 or $15 depending on the day. On Udemy, they set the pricing, not me. And I teach you the deep dip buy stock trading strategy. It's a great strategy. I've used it on a lot of these big trades. A lot of these trades you see my students use have used it. It's 9.5 hours of video. It's 26 videos. Total is 15 study guides. It's a great course. I've had so much good feedback from around the world, from people who have taken the course. So if you're interested, the link is in the description of this YouTube video as well. And then lastly, if you like today's podcast, I would appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up button. It does help build the channel. It keeps the channel around. It lets YouTube know that there's some valuable content. And so they'll get out and share it more. And there's a lot of people out there that need help with trading. And I think if we could get them to this channel, it would help them out. So, all right. Well, that wraps up my business. Let's see what everyone else is doing here. Michael Martin is long Cisco. All right. Got that, Mike. Tom is long Cisco. And also out of M, half sold half. Great trade, Tom. Way to go, bud. Mike says also holding AMD and Zoom. Okay. Well, let's get those taken care of. Zoom is Michael Martin. Great. That's been a great trade. And what else did we say? Zoom. No. AMD. Very nice. Very, very nice. Tom says all-time high for Bitcoin. Wow, is that right? Holy smokes. Bacon Bandit is in Cisco. Frank is in Cisco. Kamal says no additions. Steve says I have no position changes, amazingly. Michael Lova is in Cisco. And out of a half Facebook. Okay. And Ava is in Cisco. All right. Good. Netflix is up 1.22% after, I think we had earnings today. I don't know if anybody could check on that, but let's take a look. Post solid beats on earnings and new subscribers. Well, there you go. Let's see what's happening after hours. SPY's up 43 cents right off the bat. So it's up 14 cents, so that's good. Tracy's in Cisco. Okay. Yes, earnings for Netflix, Tom says. Great. Tesla tomorrow, by the way. Okay. Oh, thank you. I have a Tesla trade on, but it's a weekly trade, so I forget about it. Okay, good. Thanks for reminding me, Tom. I appreciate that. I'll have to exit that today and lock in those profits on that because that's been a really good trade. I didn't even check and see what Tesla did today. How's that? Oh, it's down. Bummer. All right. Listen, if you have any other questions or comments or would like to post something, ask something, please feel free. Go ahead and put it in the post. But before I do that, I like to read this saying every day. I think it's helpful. I think it's a good thing. I try to incorporate it every day in my life and, consider it. But if we all do one random act of kindness daily, we just might set the world in the right direction. This comes from Martin Cornfield. I think it's a great saying. If we could just go out and do one nice thing for another human being today, it would make the world a better place. If we could go out and do one nice thing for an animal today, it would also make the world a better place. And what's wrong with that, right? It's free. It doesn't have to be anything substantial. Just give them a wave. Give them a smile, just be pleasant, hold the door open. Something like that could really change someone's day. And who knows, one day when you need it, maybe somebody will be there for you as well. Yeah, it's after market close. Well, everybody, congratulations. Steve Burns, congratulations on all-time highs today. Proud of you, my friend. Not surprising whatsoever. You're a wonderful, great trader. Look up to you, and glad I had the chance to study underneath you. You taught me a lot of great things, so thank you for that. Thanks for Frank and Kamal and Ava and everyone that adds to this channel. And really appreciate that. Ava says, really appreciate you, Greg, for everyone here. Have a great day. You as well, Ava. Mike says, thank you for everything, Greg. Yep, and great lesson last night, buddy. And so I think that's going to be it for today. So have a good rest of your day. Be good. Be safe. Drive safe. Do some deep breathing. Maybe get some fresh air. It's good for you, right? Some fresh air and some sunshine. And it's kind of a rainy, yucky day today here in Utah. It did snow. There's snow up in the mountaintops, so first time of the year, so that's interesting. But thanks again for coming. If you could hit the thumbs up button on the way out, I would really, really appreciate that. And so tomorrow's Wednesday. Tomorrow's Wednesday, garbage day. So if you could take the garbage out tonight so that you don't have to chase the garbage truck down tomorrow, because that's always embarrassing and not fun, right? So thanks again for coming, everyone. Hope to see you all tomorrow. Bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.